All right, guys. I there were some technical problems for which I couldn't record the whole league. I started recording, then I switched to streaming, but the frequency and the frame rate was so bad that I had to turn off the stream again, start recording again. It's just was a mess. And so we played against another streamer, French professor, or something like that, and beat his merfolk. And I just wanted to go over like one sequence here, like one game that I didn't get to record, as I said. No, not game three though. In game two, we were one game down against Junt because he had a crazy draw turn one. And so I just wanted to go over it. We have a pretty decent hand, but our opponent, let's have a look here again. Our opponent had a good hand as well, right? But only one black source, Raging Ravine, which he just played, and a forest. So that was his hand when we had a look at it, right? So I protected our Fulminator Mage in order to be able, we're on the play. So it was, a viable plan here to just hold him off of the second black source, so he can't play Liliana, and the other two cards are dead as well. So he only had 3 lands and only had 1 black source. So that was the plan here. Just needed to survive for one more turn. And yeah, you found the Scavenging Ooze, which already is a good card generally speaking. And we then had to call against command because if the ooze eats our Fulminator Mage, that's bad as well. And of course he had, found the second black source here. So I just started discarding our Fulminator Mage because generally speaking that's the worst card in our deck at this point. Once he gets to the point. Alright, so we discarded a little bit. Now we've Zero Visions, then play the Nimble. But at this point, we're already, in dire distress. He drew another Scavenging Ooze, which is just a huge deal against us. So super good draws here. First he drew out of like his mana screw. Now he's also drawing so many lands that he just starts discarding 2 land drops. So he's just drawing action from this point onward. And we know about his Terminate, so we cannot really play the Nimble Obstructionist here. And Terminate, of course, helps us a little bit against the ooze here. So we're going to go ahead, kill the ooze before anything can happen. And now, at the next point, we're faced with the decision here. We know about him having Terminate in hand, and we can either Nimble here to counter the Trier and just draw another card, which we then would have to discard. So we just play the Nimble, of course, get it terminated, and that way he at least also doesn't have any cards in hand anymore. So yeah, and then we just straight up draw lands for a couple of turns. He draws a Tarmogoyf, so again a rip, just a land, which is not the worst land definitely, but still just a land. Then he sandbags whatever he drew. We drew a Terminate, helps us against the Tarmogoyf. Still not really a salvation to Liliana. He draws another ooze, which, is like, at this point, we drew a land of the Serum Visions. We're forcing him to block with his ooze in order to get rid of it. Otherwise, we can't get rid of it anymore. I think even in this situation, like preserving the Liliana instead of the ooze is a mistake. So yeah, we Zero Visions again. Found the Pier and Kiran Lore off of another land that we drew here. But I didn't play it because we had enough mana in play already, and now Piankira and Alar can at least tick down and get damage through to Liliana, which we needed to do because obviously him ultimating here, then he like separates it, Pia and Kiran and our lands or something like that, and then we're just really fucked. So this way we do have a little bit of time finding lands. And he's just attacking us with the Raging Ravine, which of course is super strong. And we're taking this hit, I think. Correct? Yeah, we're taking the hit for him to force him to tick the Liliana down. And now we knew about the bolt. That's why we played it this way. He drew another Raging Ravine. So just really good draws here that we can hardly interact with. Need to chump block here. Draw Bolt, which doesn't help much against the Raging Ravine. So we got a huge hit for 6. Go down to 1. He's still at 18. And we draw another P and Kiran. That's our first really good rip. Maybe there was a Terminate in between as well, but generally speaking, this was our... Otherwise, we would have died in this place. So that was a good card. And then he attacks us here again. We're just jumping. We can't win against a bolt, but I think he might have boarded them out anyway. So we're jumping and then throwing damage at him. So he's down to 15. We're still in a really loose spot here. He has 2 cards in hand, and we only have P and Kiran Lar. So we're gonna chip in, keeping the Thopter back. We can still, and now like this is the position here. I just want to show you like, so we had the Bolt and the Kolaghan's command in hand, and he inquisitions us with 2 cards in hand, 13 life, and Raging Ravine. So, and I was thinking about it, right? What's our winning play here? What's the way we can still turn this around, right? And the only thing I could come up with, because I mean 13 life is still a lot, but we had a lot of mana to our disposal, and Kolaghan's command is really good here. So I thought, all right, we cannot just play this for value anymore. We need to go after his life and try to race him. So we then bolted him. Now we're gonna go ahead and Kolaghan's command our Snapcaster Mage back in order to play the Snapcaster Mage, let the Inquisition resolve, have the bolt target. Then he plays a Liliana, which he was sandbagging. Now, at first he's thinking about just attacking with Raging Ravine, but then he just dies, and he realizes that. So he's just playing Liliana here. And ticks down. We just sacrifice the Snapcaster Mage. We still are, you know, he's still at 8 life, but we have a bolt in our graveyard that we can activate. So we bolt him. And then we go to our turn, draw a Nimble, which is not important here. Just attack for 3, and then utilize Pia and Kiran's ability to throw the last 2 damage at him. So I thought this was worth sharing because we're like so far behind all game long, and really, yeah, really couldn't catch up until the last turn, and then we found a line that put him basically within a turn from 15 life to 0, with us having only 2 cards available in our hand and only 7 mana to work with. So through the synergies that we have, through the flexibility of P and Kiran Lar, as well as our other spells, we were able to get there. And I thought this was a pretty nice example of, you know, the way that we win our games, the way that we anticipate Magic here with this deck, and the way that we're trying to find, you know, opponents that are doing more powerful things in general. And even if you're drawing badly, or your opponent's drawing superior in a superior fashion, you can still get there. You know, we churned through 3 Oozes, a Tarmogoyf, 2 Lilianas, some discard spells, so just a lot, and removal spells of course as well. And yeah, I think that was pretty cool. So just wanted to show that and keep you up to date. Hope you enjoyed it. It's just a short video here, and have a great weekend, guys. See you around.